Hey everyone, it's June 29th. Just want to go over this recent DJT trade. We talked about this oversold bounce potentially setting up. We were looking at the 10 period RSI reversion back into this 20-day moving average. And we were talking about the 50 daily moving average and price hitting two standard deviations. Let's dive in. So we're just going to go over the recent technical analysis, what we saw, what the expectations were, how it played out, and what we're looking to see in the future. We talked about this in the chat here. We said the highest volume in almost 50 days. We can start to see if we could start to see some capitulation. I'm looking for a close above the lower Bollinger Band and a low volume consolidation for a push into the 20-day moving average. Would be this 42.90 area. Close above the lower Bollinger Band. We're also seeing two standard deviations of the 50-day moving average. I want to see a pop over the next couple days. Maybe we could get some dip buyers with some short covering. We shall see. So we lined up, the previous slide was two standard deviations of the 20 period moving average. And now we have two standard deviations of the 50 period moving average. So now we're dining in to the technical analysis. Okay. Here we have the lower Bollinger Band we just discussed of the 20 period. We're riding the lower Bollinger Band. Here we have the 50 period Bollinger Band, which price just hit. We have a vertical line here that's 50 days ago. We could follow the volume all the way to the right of the chart. We could see this is the highest volume we've seen in 50 days. 50 days. Okay. At the lower Bollinger Band, the 10 period RSI, tracking half the data of that 20-day moving average, is now hitting an extreme. The signal line hitting an extreme. Okay. MACD, no significant signal yet. The only thing I could look at is potentially it's not creating a new low as price is holding. This could be a potential higher low if we rally back up, right? So this MACD isn't creating a new low and diverging as price isn't making a new low. So that's how I see that. What were our expectations? Well, we were looking for that rally into the 20-day moving average, that 42.90. And keep in mind that this data, we're trading underneath the 20-day moving average pretty significantly. So that 20-day moving average will decline over the next couple of days. So it won't be 42.90 exact. We were looking for a rally into this 5-day moving average, some consolidation, a push into this monthly VWAP, and then looking to see that be a support, and then for us to get into this 43.13, that upper Bollinger Band of the 5-day moving average, which is 43.13 here, and on the 20-day moving average is 42.90, a very similar price. So it's a good target area of interest, and that's where we're looking to see if we could take this reversion. We note that the 65 period on the 30-minute chart, the RSI is actually setting divergence. All right. We're actually starting to get the signal to rise as price is basically flat. Okay. So we talked about riding the lower Bollinger Band on the 20-day, but we're riding the lower Bollinger Band on the 5-day as well. Now we got to close inside the 5-day lower Bollinger Band with low volume. No MACD signal yet. All right. But we are starting to see a little bit of divergence on this RSI as the signal is creating is going higher as price is flat currently. So we got the rally. I'm replying into the chat that we got the rally into the 5-day moving average and the monthly VWAP. Okay. So nice little push from 26 as we close into this lower Bollinger Band as we discussed, got above the daily VWAP, and we pushed into the 5-day. That's that mean reversion number 1 into the 5-day moving average. Now we just get continued strength. We've actually pulled back into this daily VWAP. Okay, this is the 2-day. Now we're pulling back into the daily VWAP and holding. Okay. And then as we can see, as we're pulling back into the VWAP here on the 25th, right up in here, this is acting as support, which is the weekly VWAP looking back. Weekly and monthly VWAP act as support. That gives us that confirmation of that extra push to give us that strength into that 40.54 area. Okay. And if we look back, we were looking at this 43.13, 42.90. We said that the 20-day moving average would be declining. So we get a push into that 40.54. We note the RSI has topped off here, right? And as price is rallying to a new high, this signal line really isn't rallying to a new high. It's still kind of flat. Then we start to see it start to turn downward, and we get more profit taking into that lower Bollinger Band of the 5-day moving average. Okay, we turn it over to the daily time frame. We see our crossover. That RSI rallied into the middle boundary. We touch the 20-day. The reversion into the 20-day is complete. And now we're retesting the signal line. Okay, so with this lining up and us both holding the 40, maybe we could get a trend signal with a flat to rising 5-day moving average and really get going for an even bigger move. And that's what's bringing us to what our expectations are going into the future. So we talked about the recent reversion into the 20-day moving average. Now we set up a bearish engulfing candle, whatever you want to call it, bearish, whatever, but it is engulfing these 3 candles. Okay, we undercut the VWAP from this rally here, and this would be called like a morning star type of pattern. You get the gap down, and then this gap's up here. So it's like a morning star bullish pattern at the lower Bollinger Band. So we pulled back the golden Fibonacci at 0.618, almost exactly, and holding that 200-day moving average. So what I'm looking for is for this to move sideways for a day or two, let this 5-day moving average, the gold line, start to flatten out. Okay, maybe these VWAPs that are all declining, we're going to rally up above them, get some action like this, rally above them, and they could all act as support right up in this area, this 32.77, 33, and then that could fuel us for a continued push up into this 43.21, that 50-day moving average, and the yearly VWAPs were all actually coinciding in the same place. The year-to-date VWAP high, the year-to-date VWAP low are very similar prices in this 44 to 43 area. So that is our future expectations. We are got a crossover from this MACD. However, we're holding above the 0. So I'd love to see this MACD retest the 0 line and give us fuel to get us higher. We could see we got a recent daily MACD crossover, and we're holding the signal line. So maybe this could get us fuel to get us to this 0 and cross above. So hopefully this was helpful. Thanks for watching. God bless America.